Shabbat Shalom, everybody. If you please be seated, we're going to get started. We have people at live stream at home wondering what we're doing. Shabbat Shalom, we're going to get started. Please get seated. Jeremy and Heather are going to come up and help lead us in Hine Matov U'Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. How wonderful it is for brothers and sisters to dwell together. Go ahead. Hine Matov U'Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov U'Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov U'Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov U'Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov, Hine Matov, ya la la ya la 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 la. Hine Matov, Hine Matov, ya la la ya la 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 la. Hine Matov U'Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov U'Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. So we're going to begin our service with a reading on the top of page 127. There are days when we seek things together for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. Remember that when you hear the sermon. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted. On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others. But on Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal. So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace. Going on, we offer thanks, O God, for this Shabbat which unites us in faith and hope. For Shabbat holiness, which inspires sacred living. For Shabbat memories glowing even in the darkness. For Shabbat peace born of friendship and love. We offer thanks and blessing, O God. And now Harriet's going to come forward and kindle the lights of Shabbat. And you can find the blessing on page 120. So we're going to look at those two candlesticks and think of the loving partnership between two individuals and also Adonai and Am Yisrael. And we make 3 circles, bringing that light into our hearts and our beings, kindling something in ourselves that might have been somewhat extinguished or may just be flickering ever so lightly. So make the connection to that light, and as Harriet lights it, ooh. Are you okay? I know the air conditioning is, maybe we'll move it closer to you a little. There we go. By the way, you're not supposed to transfer light from one candle to another, just in case you did not know that. We are meant to make that individual action. And so now we will, when is the only time you transfer a candle to a candle? Hanukkah, and that's a special candle. What's it called? The shamash. It's not one of those 8. It's a special one for that. Each one deserves its own kindling. So let's make those 3 circles. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat Shabbat Shalom, turn to someone, give them a hug. Shabbat Shalom. I love you too. Okay. So now we'll turn in our books. Dan, how about Yeti Nefesh on page 128? Yeti Nefesh. Heart's delight, source of mercy, draw your servant into your arms. I leap like a deer to stand in awe before you. Together, let's do it as a nigun at the beginning. On page 128. Yeti nefesh ha-rachman, Yeti nefesh ha-rachman, v'shachav lecha, eretz zonecha, v'shachav lecha, eretz zonecha. And now page 138, Lecha Dodi, and we will rise and face on page 9, the open doors to welcome in the Sabbath bride. Page 138. Let's hear you clap. Let's hear some ruach in here. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Penei Shabbat Nekabla. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Penei Shabbat Nekabla, la 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 la. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Penei Shabbat Nekabla. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Penei Shabbat Nekabla. Shamor v'zachor v'rivur echad, Hishmi'anu el hamichad, Adonai echad, U'shemo echad, L'Shem l'Tiferet v'lidihi la 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 Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Penei Shabbat Nekabla. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Penei Shabbat Nekabla. Verse 5. Hitoreri, Kiva orek ori, shidaveri, Kevod Adonai, like la 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 Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Penei Shabbat Nekabla. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Penei Shabbat Nekabla. Verse 9. V'wi v'shalom v'ateret v'ala, gam v'simcha v'sohala, tocha b'nei hamsilulach, v'oichala. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Penei Shabbat Nekabla. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Penei Shabbat Nekabla. Penei Penei Shabbat Nekabla. Penei Penei Shabbat Nekabla. Please be seated. And now we're going to page 142 for Shalom Aleichem. And I would like to dedicate this to an individual soul, Linda Joseph, who I am actually on the circle of advisors for the Caring House. I was involved when they built it, which for those of you who do not know, it's a hospice home for people who are coming to the end of their lives. And this one individual, much like Phyllis Cohen, who at one point in time wanted to have the assistance into moving into the spiritual realm, but then didn't at the last minute because her grandson didn't want her to. This woman had decided that this is definitely what she wanted. So I went there and did the final prayers for her, and we did all of the Shabbat music, and we did Shalom Aleichem, so I want to dedicate this to her. And we welcomed in, as she was taking the medicine, we welcomed in the spirits and the angels to be with her, to guide her as she moved from this dimension into the next. Her family was all around her, and it was very interesting because one of the things she really wanted more than anything was go down Moses. And she also wanted things from the Seder. She wanted her grandkids to do the 4 questions, and she wanted some prayers from the Haggadah. So I said, oh, your timing is great, because we're heading right into Passover, but you are making your exodus, your journey into another dimension. And so I have never, in all my years, 25, 30 years of doing this, seen anyone so embracing, and this came on all of a sudden. She had not been ill. It was over the last month, kind of like Phyllis. And it was so embracing, and she was originally planning to do this on Monday because it was high, it was 18. And then I got a call and they said, nope, she wants to just do this, she wants to get going, she's ready to go. And she's sitting up, ready to go. So we should all embrace the future of the next chapter of our lives when it comes so willingly. So I asked that the angels be with her at that time. I asked that angels be with us as well as we sing Shalom Aleichem. Let's read the English first as they're playing the music. Bottom of 142. Peace be to you, O ministering angels, messengers of the Most High, Majesty of majesties, Holy One of blessing. Enter in peace, O messengers of peace, angels of the Most High, Majesty of majesties, Holy One of blessing. Bless me with peace, O messengers of peace, angels of the Most High, Majesty of majesties, Holy One of blessing. Depart in peace, O messengers of peace, angels of the Most High, Majesty of majesties, Holy One of blessing. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharei, Malachei Elyon, Limelech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Limelech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Yadai Yadai, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharei, Malachei Elyon, Limelech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Third verse, Baruch Hu, Nile Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Limelech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Sechem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Limelech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yadai Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharei, Malachei Elyon, Limelech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And now if you turn to page 144 for the Hatzi Kaddish. Yikadal, Yikadash Shmei Rabbah, Ve'almad Yivrach Yerusei, Ve'amlich Malchutei, Ve'chayechon V'yom Echad, U'v'chayei Bechol Beit Yisrael, V'agala, V'agala, U'v'zman Kadri V'merel. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarach, Le'alam Lo Me'amaya, V'it v'ara, v'ishtava, v'it v'ar, v'it raman, v'it naseh, v'it hadar, v'it alev, v'it halal, shemeda v'dasha, v'rihu, leila min kol v'chata, v'shirata, tishvechata v'nechemata, da'mihiran ve'alma, v'imara. Amen. The Baruch Hu on page 146. Please be seated. And now our Ma'ariv, our Avim prayer, our evening prayer on page 148. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro Ma'ariv aravim, v'chochma poteach she'arim, v'vivuna meshaneh itim, u'machalif et hazmanim, u'misader et hakochavim, v'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono, v'rayom v'layla, Kulel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Umavir yom u'mevil layla, umavdil ben yom u'vein layla. Adonai Sevaot Shemo, El Chai v'Kayam, Tamid Yilok Aleinu Leilam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Hamariv Aravim. And Heather will come up and sing Ahavat Olam on page 150.
Oh
And now Heather will lead us in the Shema. If you'd like to stand or be seated, whichever is your choice. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Make that connection to the divine within and around us.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Adonai Echad. Adonai Echad.
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. And now Mark Reichert, as we do with all of our youngins, he's going to come and practice on the bima before you for his bar mitzvah, and he's going to lead us in the Ve'ahavta. So if you'll turn to page 154, this is just a sampling, a little teaser of what's to come at our next service on March 30th. He's a very cute bar mitzvah boy. We have been doing his rehearsals, and he's been very devout. And so now he will lead us in the Ve'ahavta. So if you'll turn to page 154.
We'll have,
You gotta hold it.
yeah, we'll have to.
Wait, hold it. Is this not on? It's supposed to be on. It was on. You gotta hold it up to your mouth.
Okay.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha
V'chol levavcha, v'chol nafshecha, v'chol meodecha, v'hayu hadvorim ha'eleh, asher anochi mitzavecha, hayom al levavecha, v'shinantam levonecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shitatecha b'votecha, v'lechtecha b'zerech, v'shitatecha uv'kumecha, v'shartam yod ayudecha, v'hayu l'totofot b'einecha, uksavtam amazot v'techa uv'isharecha, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר נוצאתי אתכם Me'eretz Mitzrayim, Liot Lachem Le'elohim, Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem, Emet.
Yasher Koach. All right, you're getting ready for your bar mitzvah. We'll have another rehearsal on Wednesday. There we go. Second time in 77 years. Any of you out there having a burning desire, male or female, to have a second bar mitzvah? Let me know. Or a bat mitzvah? Mark Reichert is raising the bar on us all once again. So, Shay's will come. And he's quite the singer, so he's going to sing in almost every prayer on Saturday. So be prepared. It's going to be quite the event. All right, so now we're going on to the Milchamocha. Standing on the parted shores, page 157, of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. And Heather will sing, and Jeremy will help lead you all in the dancing. Milchamocha! And now we go to Vishamru on page 162. 162, Vishamru. Finkelstein. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et Hashavat la'asos et Hashavat ledorotam berit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et Hashavat la'asos et Hashavat ledorotam berit olam. V'ni uvein b'nei Yisrael, v'ni uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam, oti le'olam. V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et Hashavat la'asos et Hashavat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshel yamim, ki sheshel yamim, asa Adonai et Hashemayim ve'et haaretz. V'shameru, come on you guys, b'nei Yisrael et Hashavat la'asos talk to everybody. And now, if you're able to, please rise for the Amidah on 164 and the following pages, and get prepared. It's hard to believe, like in a month, it's Passover, and then we will switch to summer from winter. So please rise as the ark is open. Adonai, Adonai, Sfatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha, Adonai, Adonai, Sfatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha, Adonai, Sfatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha, Adonai, Sfatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha, Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Bekonei HaKol, Bezocher Hastei Avot v'Imahot, U'mei Geulah Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Ve'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei Meitim Atah, Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv Haruach U'morid Hagashem, Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechayei HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Berofei Cholim, U'matir Asurim, U'mekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, U'mido Melach, Melech Memid U'mechayeh, U'matzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah l'chayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei HaMeitim, Atah Kadosh V'Shimcha Kadosh, V'Kadoshim B'chol Yom, Yehalalu Chasela, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please be seated. Shabbat Shalom. So we are in a series of Shabbatot that are leading us up to Passover, to Pesach, which is around the corner, as we said. And this is Shabbat Pekudei. So just like Parsha Mishpatim is considered the lawyer's Parsha, with all of its laws and its rules and its mannerisms of negotiating and magistrating things, Pekudei is sometimes called the accountant's Parsha. And it's no accident that sometimes it finds us, as the Torah tracks our lives, in the middle of a lot of details that happen to do with money, because that's what happens at the beginning of this Torah portion. There's an audited account of all the money and all the materials that were donated to the building of the sanctuary. It is the Torah's way of teaching us, and this is a quote from Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, the need for financial transparency. It's an interesting thing that it actually follows the story of the golden calf. You know, we just had this a couple of weeks ago. In our Parsha, this Shabbat, Moses asks everybody to donate as much as they can. all of their finery, their silver, their gold, their jewels, their fine silks and their linens to build and maintain the sanctuary of the tabernacle. And it is said that they gave so generously, they gave so much, they actually had to be told to stop. They were just giving too much. Now, looking back a few parshiot ago, they generously gave everything, lots of what they had to do what? Build the golden calf. In one instance, it was to create something holy. And in another instance, it was to create something quite sinful. So our sages say in Yerushalmi Shekalim, one cannot understand the nature of this people. It's not surprising. If they are appealed to for a calf, they give. And if they are appealed to for the tabernacle, they give. So this people, these Israelites, they are a giving people. Now, Rabbi Jonathan Sachs expounds further on this, saying, the common factor was generosity. Jews may not always make the right choices in what they give to, but they do give. The idea that a Jewish community could exist without a network of charitable provisions was almost inconceivable centuries ago, just as it is now. Maimonides says, we have never seen or heard about a Jewish community which does not have some form of charity fund and is not in need of some kind of charitable donations. We are obligated to be more scrupulous in fulfilling the commandment of tzedakah than any other positive commandment, because tzedakah is the sign of a righteous person, a descendant of Abraham our father, as it is said, for I know him, that he will command his children to do tzedakah. If someone is cruel and does not show mercy, they are sufficient grounds to suspect his lineage. Since cruelty is found only among the other nations, whoever refuses to give charity is called Beli Ya'al. Beli meaning without, Ya'al meaning value, worth, merit. Rabbi Sachs interprets this as Maimonides is saying more than just that Jews give charity. He is saying that a charitable disposition is actually written into the Jewish genes. It is a part of our inherited DNA. It is one of the signs of being a child of Abraham, so much so that if someone does not give charity, they are grounds to subject, to look into his lineage. Whether this is nature or nurture or both, to be Jewish is to give. There is a fascinating feature about the geography of the land of Israel. It contains two seas. Many of us have been there. The Sea of Galilee and the Dead Sea. The Sea of Galilee is full of life. The Dead Sea is exactly as its name implies. It's not full of life, yet they are both fed by the same river, the River Jordan. The difference, and this is key, is that the Sea of Galilee receives water and gives water, whereas the Dead Sea receives but does not give. To receive but not to give is, in Jewish geography as well as Jewish psychology, simply not life. So it was in the time of Moses, and so it is today. In virtually every country in which Jews live, their charitable giving is out of all proportion to the numbers. In Judaism, to live is to give. We are now 1 month away from Passover. Let us begin thinking now about what do we hold on to and what do we actually share. Are there moments or situations in our lives where that Kabbalistic desire to receive for one's own self alone runs rampant and then skews our consciousness and therefore affects our behavior? When have we withheld and when have we given? Not just our resources, maybe even our love. Like the Israelites, giving to the point of almost excess of our resources, our time, ourselves. When can we give more? When should we back off a little where we're not being, taking care of our own sense of self? Some in this room, and you know who you are, give financially so wholeheartedly and completely. They are the best example of our genetic DNA spoken of that traces back to Abraham. And even the Israelites, when they were giving so generously for something that was holy, in the pursuit of building the sanctuary, the Mishkan Tefillah. It takes a village, a devoted community to keep Temple Emet going and growing. To those of you who give so much, we are grateful, and so too is God. As it is written, you provide. Now, for everybody else, all of you who join and support with your membership, your donations, your pledges, your legacy, and of your time. Time is so precious. We thank you for your contributions, and so too does God. It takes the generosity of everyone to support this sanctuary, our Mishkan Tefillah, our house of prayer, and its testament to the one true God. If charity is akin to life, we are holding up our end, keeping Judaism alive. May we align ourselves with the holy choices of our Israelite ancestors, and may we all be blessed for the many ways in which we give. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may it be God's will. Shabbat Shalom. And so now we are going to go on to the Misha Berach. And our prayers go out to the Pizel family. They, I guess, came back from a cruise, and Bob Pizel has COVID. So we missed them at dinner. If you're watching, we wish you a refuah shlema, a speedy recovery. And someone just told me that there's another COVID vaccine. I don't know. We need to check this out, because if there is, maybe we all should get it, because it's still out there. But anyway, we wish for a complete and full recovery. And to those in our community that need some healing, both of mind and body and spirit, those in this room, those with families that need it, and those surrounding us in our communities and in our world, we wish them a refuah shlema, a Misha Berach. So if you'll turn please to page 371. See them in your mind's eye as we send this blessing, this energy.
Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. V'shevera imotenu mekor habracha. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
Please turn to page 586 and rise if you're able for the Elena. Bottom paragraph. Aleinu leshaveach ladon hakol, latedir lalayotze bereshit, shelo asanu k'gei haratzon, velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishachavim u'modim, lefnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu.
Shehunot Shamayim ben Yosed Ares, Umoshav Yakarov Hashamayim Imol, Ushchinat Uzo, Begov Hei Meronim, Hu Eloheinu Ein Od, Emet Malkeinu Efesulato, Kakahatu, Betorato, Vedata Hayom, Veyadata Hayom, Vehashevota, Elavavecha, Ki Adonai, Hu HaElohim, Vashamayim Mima'al, Ve'al Haaretz, Mitachat Einod, Ve'ne'emar, V'haya Adonai, Lemelech al kol haaretz, Vayom hahu, Yihyeh Adonai echad, V'shemo echad. Please be seated. And now our thoughts turn to those who we have lost as we do the Mourner's Cottage on page 598. If you've lost someone in the last week, please rise and say your loved one's name. If you lost someone in the last 7 days. If you've lost someone in the last 30 days, please rise and say your loved one's name. Start you. And the last 11 months, if you've lost someone, please rise and also raise your hand if you've already said. Dana. Sue. Kathy. Anybody else? Of course. Yes. Anybody else? And what? Sandy Teicher, thank you. And if you're observing a yard site, the anniversary of a loved one's death, Sue. Anybody else? Lorraine Pagatch, Royal Flood. And now, together, we will say the Kaddish. If you're able to, please rise on page 598. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah, ve'alma divrach yiruteh ve'amlich malchuteh, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei l'chol beit Yisrael, v'agalav v'zman karib imru. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach le'alam ulamei amaya. Yikbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei l'kudashah v'rehu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran ve'olama v'imru. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'ol kol Yisrael v'imru. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'ol kol Yisrael. Amen. May God, who is the creator of all, seen and unseen, grant eternal rest and perfect peace to our loved ones that have moved on into the heavenly realm, and peace to the hearts of those who are suffering and mourning at this time with a sense of loss, as together we say, Amen. So now our president will come forward with some announcements.
Shabbat, 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 Shabbat,
Shalom. Hey!
It's been going through my head all day, and I couldn't help
That's
it.
because it was the last thing I sang to that lady
Is that what
before
it?
she
Okay.
moved on. We'll do it.
Really? Is
Yeah,
that what it?
the
Okay, I
last
knew
one.
it was in. It was in
Yeah.
my head all day long.
There you go.
See, never.
We are
Shabbat
connected.
Shalom
Shabbat Shalom.
to everyone here and on live stream. Once again, thank you, Brian and Mark Tannen for providing the live stream. Brian for setting up this beautiful service and keeping this building so shiny like a diamond. These beautiful flowers tonight are sponsored by Kathy Cohen in loving memory of Paul Cohen, her husband. Hi, Paul. So, thank you. Thank you, Rabbi, for a wonderful sermon. Keep us moving forward. Always something good to think about. Thank you, Dan, our musicians. I think we're on fire tonight, on fire. Okay, thank you, Dan, Amy, Hilda.
Yourself.
I was there, and it was
Heather and
wonderful.
Jeremy. Yep.
Okay, so a few things I think are educational things. You all know about Roger's wonderful meditation class. It's 7 o'clock, I believe 7 p.m. on Monday nights. If you need a Zoom link, please find, I know Harriet knows about it, anybody that does it to get information. Because like I said, I'm a little, need to get that Zoom link. And then Wednesday, the last Wednesday of every month, Dan does a music appreciation class, 7:30, so if you want the Zoom link, you can see him. Now Mark Tannen and Rabbi Didi are working on their class. The time is just getting away from us, and there's so much going on. So it will come when the time is right.
However,
Everything
actually,
settles down.
you are supposed to study between Passover and Shavuot, and we did that. Remember, we counted the Omer and all that. So I think there have been people, I want to go back to our Hebrew class and our letters, but some people have requested a further exploration into the prayers, which we did at one point in time. So let me know if you want to do that, if you'd rather do it on Zoom or in person, and then we'll consider it. Thank you.
Heather and Jeremy, thank you so very much for all you do. Now, let's see, there's a lot of things coming up here. A lot. Tomorrow night is Stacy's Havdalah, 7 o'clock, Stacy Morris. So hopefully we'll see you there. It's a very pleasant, relaxing experience, and it's only about an hour, so that part's good. Sunday, March 24th, there's going to be some people sing a play at the Braid in Torrance. I know this is something, I'm not sure if there's seats left. This is something to contact Marcia about, and they're going to have truck stands before the show. There's also a show March 26th at the Mark Taper Forum, Alex Edelman, and there is still a ticket available to purchase. This is Marcia's field of expertise. She is our party planner and a lot of fun. Now, the most important of all, Mark Reichert on March 30th is having his bar mitzvah, and I know he's doing a lot of preparations, and I believe that emails are sent out to the congregants. So, then April 5th, the first Friday service at 5 o'clock, there'll be a dinner at Scardino's.
I think she made a reservation at Raffaello's again. I don't know.
Raffaello's? Okay.
One or the other.
And then
It'll be Italian.
I'm going to stop here because there's so much culminating in a gala June 8th. But we'll just stop at April 13th. Rabbi Didi's going to be marrying one of her children. So we're going to have a service, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be Heather, Jeremy, Dan.
Mark Reichert's going to lead,
Mark
too.
Reichert's going to lead, so that'll be April 13th. So I think we've covered a lot.
And the Seder. You're going to have to get in your
yes.
reservations for the Seder on the 22nd.
Please respond for the Seder April 22nd. I know it's going to be beautiful. So
And right before we do our annual chametz breakfast of eating pancakes and French toast and things like that.
That's right. Oh,
in the morning.
And most important, the lunch bunch, Wednesday, March 20th, 1 p.m. at the
Original Pancake House.
Pancake House. Are they open that? What time do they close?
They close at 2, which is why we're going to go there when it's not so busy, so be on
okay.
time.
Yes.
Crystal has something to say.
Crystal, yes.
Sisterhood meeting is going to be at 1:30 on the 26th here in person. So if you're going to that event in the evening, you can also be part of Sisterhood and come back.
Okay, so March 26th here, we said 1:30, Sisterhood meeting. If you are available, you come here and be live. That's nice, that's nice. And also, let's not forget the canned food and the clothing for the food pantry that Pat Alexander sponsors, so we can give back a little, like Rabbi was saying about giving back as much as you possibly can. It's an art in itself. Anyway, have a wonderful evening. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Let's go ahead and stay up there. We're all going to bless each other with the Birkat Kohanim. Pat wanted to add in that Sisterhood helped sponsor that as well.
Oh, Sisterhood, of course.
And
That
so
goes
everyone
without
together,
saying.
please rise if you're able as we bless one another with the Birkat Kohanim. So those words from our high priests of back in the day. May God bless you and keep you. May God's countenance shine upon you and be with you always and grant you peace.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Yaher Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. King Yehi Ratzon, may it be God's will. Shabbat Shalom. And what are we singing? Adon Olam? Adon Olam. Okay, page 625. Oh, isn't that just great? We're going to hear that one more time. It's so great. We miss you when you're not here. Woo! Adon Olam, Asher Malam, V'terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Le'ed Nasa, V'chefso Kol, Azai Melech, Shemo Nikra. Acharei kichlot hakol levado imloch nora vehu haya vehu hoveh vehu yeh v'shivara. Asher malach beterem po yitzir nivra le'ed nasa v'hefso kol azay melech shemo nikra ve'acharei kidlot hakol levado yimloch nora vehu haya vehu hoveh vehu yeh v'shivara. Adon olam asher malach beterem po yitzir nivra le'ed nasa v'hefso kol azay melech shemo nikra ve'acharei kidlot hakol levado yimloch nora vehu haya vehu hoveh Betifara, Behu Haya, Behu Hove, Betifara, Behu Haya, Behu Hove, Betifara, Behu Haya, Behu Hove, Betifara. Shabbat Shalom. Please come to the back for Kiddush and Motzi. Thank you to everybody who participated. Thank you to all of you. Shabbat Shalom.